Okay, we're here to talk about the Osees. The Osees, the Osees, 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 OCS. They are the band with many names, or maybe they are the band with many name variations. You decide. Now, I started following the Osees probably five plus years ago, and got completely captivated by their sound and their unique sound and their immense output. It's this is a video of my Osees record collection, and there's some related stuff like the John Dwyer solos. I don't have all of it, and I don't have very few the 7-inch, the really rare stuff. And so I'm not a completist. Just want to get one of anything that's worth listening to, not every version of every release. And as like with my other videos, a band that I really follow and that I'll be hunting down all the stuff that I'm missing today. So in the comments below, tell me what your favorite Osees record is, or one that you don't have and you wish you had, or one that you purchased and you were like, meh, about, you really didn't like. I'm going to give commentary on as I present each record. I happen to like them all, and there's a few more recent ones I really haven't listened to more than once or twice, so I haven't fully formed an opinion yet. They didn't knock me over, and then others get repeated plays. They get played on the turntable. They get played in the car. And like and subscribe if you. I've never promoted this channel, so do that if you feel like it. Anyway. So we're going to start out with, I put these in chronological order, and they might be like a little out of order like within the year, because I basically went from Discogs, and I used common sense on some of the newer ones. But so maybe some of these are like a little out of order within the year. So the first one we're going to start with is the Osees. Now I'll give the name that's on each record. As they, are identified with. This is Grave Blockers EP. It was originally released in 2006, and some feedback about that. People have given me feedback. They like to know dates, names, titles. They like to see the cover more, things like that. This copy is a 2019 Castleface remastered reissue. This one has a slow pace, darker garage rock vibe running through it. So that's, it's a very early Osees, really good stuff. So here is, I've left, this is only something I've done in the last couple of years, is leave the shrink on records. I've never did that before, going back to the 70s. But there's the back cover, there's the record. It probably comes with some kind of insert information, one-sided. So this is a later. For a lot of these I have later repressings, not all, but so I like this little gem. How can you go without one of their first efforts? So next we're on to, I'll hold it up, Osees, The Cool Death of Island Raiders. It was first released in 2006. This copy is a 2019, it's also a 2019 Castleface remastered reissue. It has a strange jangle pop folk feel, setting the stage for the following several records. Like I said, these are my opinions, and let me know if you agree or disagree with how I'm characterizing these records. So, The Cool Death of the Island Raiders, and this also has an insert that comes with it. And a lot of these have a download card, which like I have to get around to using. So and then we have, now sometimes they put the hype sticker on the outer plastic, which I appreciate. So this one is the Osees sucks blood. Hey, it's Halloween tomorrow. It's getting scary here. Originally released in 2007. Yet another 2019 Castleface Remastered reissue. This is a limited edition on half water, half mercury. Sucks blood continues the lo-fi folk spirit. So we're going to look at this one. It's worth looking at. So here is, I think this might have been, I forget the term they use for reverse printing or something like that. But, so here is the half water, half mercury, blah, blah. I personally don't care whether it's a black vinyl or it's green or yellow or half marble, half bone blood or whatever. It looks cool when you get one. I do. The only time I really care, and it's an afterthought, is, if I'm going to be buying a record and they're both around the same price and one's going to be worth a lot more someday, well, might as well go with the rare one, the limited edition release. And I don't plan on selling these soon, but hey, what the hell? Life is fluid, isn't it? Now this is once again the Osees, the Hounds of Foggy Notion, first released in 2008, and I was reluctant to purchase this first off. Because I thought it was like a live album. I think it's like live in a studio or something like that. I read that somewhere. I must have been in a rut, as this is another 2019 Castleface remaster. Another jangly pop garage folk psych sort of thing. You wouldn't understand. Haha, just a joke there. So, the Hounds of Foggy Notion. Really, really good. Really a pleasant surprise when I finally picked this up. Bland, black vinyl, insert sheet with just, I guess, probably lyrics or a story. I don't know. I don't always, it's not like the olden days where you sit around and read. I don't like reading the liner notes while I'm listening anymore. It's not a thing these days. So we're going to move on to the Osees. The Master's Bedroom is worth spending a night in. Originally released in 2008. Can you see that? A little shiny, isn't it? This is possibly a 2010 In the Red Recordings reissue repress. I say possibly because it's the closest on Discogs I could find to my copy. The Dead Wax info does not match the listing, but I think it's likely that whoever entered this version on the site might have copied an earlier version without updating all the information, or I have a variation not listed on the site. This record is steering more to a lo-fi punk direction. This. The Master's Bedroom. Now this is actually one of the few, like Drop and one or two others that I actually got, they call it In the Wild. I got it at a record store, and so you can see the little store sticker saying Osees, so you know what it is, for those not knowing what they're looking like. So there's the inner sleeve. Here's one that the Osees, Dog Poison. A friend had commented that he really didn't like this one that much, or something wasn't real positive. But I was really, I've listened to it one time and I was completely blown away. I thought this was amazing. Dog Poison was originally released in 2009. Following the earlier trend, this copy is a 2019 Castleface reissue. You know what? When I have a choice, talking about reissues and getting the original release, a lot of times the earlier version is just way too costly. It's 75, 125 bucks. And then there's a reissue, and you pay, you know, a reasonable sum for it. The cost of a new record, maybe a little bit more. Hey, it plays well, that's all that really matters. I'm not out to get all the first releases. I mean, if I have a choice, just like with the colored vinyl, if they're both the same price, and I'll get the earlier one, and as long as I'm not aware of any issues with it. I have not listened to this enough to give even brief thoughts about it, but it initially hit me as leaning in a weird garage rock sort of thing. Although my initial reaction to the first spin was delight. I really did like this. It kind of hit that, it tickled that spot, that odd, dark, lo-fi spot that really got my interest. And like I said, I've only played this once. I have a lot of records. I can't play every record every day, so people say, well, you haven't listened to that band. I'm like, I can't hear every band. I can't listen to every record either. So we're going to move on to, we're still in the early years. This is, can you see it? Can you see this well? By the way, I'm loving this stuff. I play this, I sit back at home and I pop a record on, and when I have a long drive to work, so I play the Osees in my car a lot. So I get them coming and going. This is great. Help, first released in 2009. This is the 2014 In the Red recording reissue. I'm getting a big rockabilly-ish feel from this one. So yes, this is a early. They kind of got this energy, that's why I kind of like had the rockabilly feel. They just kind of have this momentum going with their sound. It's moves in motion. The earlier stuff kind of, some of it's kind of a little slow paced, but here we go. Oh, I lost something down there. This is, take it out of the sleeve. The Osees, we're still on the Osees. Zork's Tape Bruise, originally released in 2009. This is, in fact, the 2009 Kill Shaman clear vinyl release that came with a CD compilation, which is the Singles Collection Disc 1, as somebody pointed out on Discogs, and it appears to be correct. There's plenty of rough going territory here, but all the worth it when you go all in with the Osees, I say. So this is, I think this is John Dwyer's 4-track demos or something. So it's you know, if you're a big fan, you're going to want to hear some early rough demos, and I think they are rough. However, it was an enjoyable listen. The Osees, they have not changed in a couple of records. Warm Slime, originally released in 2010. Can you see that? I see the light reflecting off it. This is the 2014 In the Red Recordings repress, although the seller on Discogs sold this to me as the 2010 version. Not a big problem though, since it's in great condition and the price was right anyway. I would have paid that money for this later repress, so I did. Why cause trouble? Who cares? Like dog poison, it's a strange one and not sure how I'd classify it. So worm slime, still in the shrink. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a recent thing. I think it started with probably the Osees, because they have a big sticker and it tells you the name, the title of the record on it. And it was just leaving the shrink on helped me in the early days know which record was what. So that's probably what started me doing that. I'm probably going to end up pulling all the shrink off these. So here is, now, I think I tried the NES Castlemania, and I never really took that. I never really liked that kind of game. But I do love me some Castlemania, as they say. The Osees Castlemania, originally released in 2011. Yet another 2014 in the Red Records, in the Red Recordings repress. Is my hand blocking this? Okay. It's got a funny, comical toy telephone cover with a scary hand. And it's Halloween tomorrow, so appreciate the scary hand. This is my opinion, and it may well be shared, but this is where the band really takes off. They have cultivated a sound that is steps towards my favorite releases by the Osees, starting with A Weird Exits, Orc, Smote Reverser, and Face Stabbers. And you're going to hear me refer to those 3 or 4 a few times. I'll just say one word about this. Stinking Cloud. Well, you've noticed that that's 2 words, but no matter. Huh, you gotta love it. Anyway, this is 1.5 records. I believe, yes, it's 3 sides. And the 4th, it's got an insert, but you know it's being a pain in the neck. So I'm just going to leave that in. But I'm going to show you the back and the inside. Look at that. The little baby. Oh, it's a baby in some kind of like enclosure for babies. Baby enclosure. All right. This is one of the few that I ordered directly from the label, and then they canceled the order because they didn't have them or something. I went right on their website, so no matter. The Osees Carrion Crawler / The Dream EP, originally released in 2011. I have the 2020 in the Red Recordings reissue. And like I said, I ordered it on their website I think it was last year, and then they ended up like weeks later, they canceled it because they couldn't get inventory, so I just got it somewhere else. A thrilling and punchy psych rock adventure is what I call this. And this one gets, it's one of the ones that gets a lot of listens in the car, on the way to work, or wherever I happen to be driving. So there's the printed inner sleeve. Also, today I'm going to mention where I was able to, like when something was a limited edition, how many copies they released. I didn't get that information for all of them, and sometimes it's not even published. So where I can, or where I remembered, I will tell you that little nugget of information. This is they're still the Osees, singles volume 1 and 2, originally released in 2011. This is the 2011 Castle Face release. These single comps are great for those like me who don't have many of the singles. All the great hits in one place, I say. And I'll tell you what, this is a really good listen. This is 2 records. So it's volume 1 and 2. How kind of them to put them in one place. And I think it's This is black vinyl, so nothing fancy schmancy here. Oh, and I always put things in records. I don't have as much for the Osees, but here's my ticket. I don't know why I put it in this one. Maybe this was out. I was playing this when I got home, around the time when I got home from the show. But this is the Osees live show at Union Transfer. This was September 26th. It was a really great experience. And I'll tell you what, don't overlook the comps. Now, I'm not a comp guy, but that means, when I say that, that means like the greatest hits of their first 3 records type of thing. You know, you already have their first 3 records. Why do you want to comp? But when it's stuff that's difficult to find, it's a collection of singles or rarities. I'm really into that. I go for that in a heartbeat. Next is this is getting to be really repetitive because we're still on the Osees. The Osees. And this is Putrifiers II EP, originally released in 2012. Another 2014 In the Red Recordings reissue. This continues the trend set by Castlemania, leading towards my favorite Osees period, with melodic fuzz-laden songs like "Hang a Picture," instantly likable. And not only is it instantly likable, but it's a pretty, I don't know, it's a pretty ugly cover. But I mean, this hand-drawn dog with this weird guy's face. And then we have a dog in the coffin cutout, but it's a die cut. See the guy's face. I guess you could switch it around, try to put the dog's face in the dog. I don't know. You think it'll fit? I don't think it will. Okay. So that's that. And so now we're still with the Osees. And this is the Osees Floating Coffin, first released in 2013. This is a 2013 Castle Face release. And I believe this is one of the ones I got at the local record store. Don't get me wrong when I tout the Orc and Face Stabber era records. These early 2010s are first-rate material. It's another Psych Garage barnstormer. How do you like that word? Huh? So there's the back of it. The Osees Floating Coffin. It comes with a printed insert. I don't think this is a special flavor vinyl, but I had to check. I put this back, make it easier for me when I'm done. And then I have my notes here, but I forgot to write something about it, so I had to pencil it in. This is, once again, the Osees, T-H-E-E. The Osees, I think it says it, the Osees Singles Collection Volume 3, originally released 2013. This is the 2013 Castle Face release. Same comments for this as with the other singles comp. Great collection. And this is where I had to pencil in on my notes here, because there's comments about this being the most silver metallic printing out ever, which, you know what, it might very well be. You could probably use this. I can use this as a mirror. So I really like this. Like I said, I'm not a comp guy, but compilations of rare or unavailable or whatever, collections of 45s, I just, that's top notch with me. Here's one of the other ones I got at a local record store. This is the Osees, and it's Drop, originally released 2014. And once again, I scored an OG, as they call it. with a 2014 Castle Face release. And I got this in a store. Amazing. It's certainly a keeper, but I haven't listened to it many times to have much to say about it. Yeah, I like it, but this one hasn't gotten a lot of play yet. I played it a couple times. It's not only a printed inner sleeve with artwork, but it's got all this stuff in there. Possibly lyrics? Yeah, it looks like lyrics. That's great. I like when they do that. But I've neglected, have not given Drop enough attention. I did like it. First play, wow, really like it. But like I said, there's only so many hours in a day, and I can't listen to everything every day. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. The Osees, Mutilator defeated at last. First release in 2015. What you see in front of you here is the 2015 Castle Face release. This one is a hard-hitting chunk of vinyl. And I believe this is another one that I picked up at the local record store. I wouldn't say local, it's in another state, but it's near enough. Let's see. Mutilator defeated at last. Love it. Okay. So now we get it. This is probably out of order. Weird Exit probably comes before this. You know what? I just, like I said, I used the Discogs for their, what order they come in. So the Osees, an odd entrance, originally released 2016. This is a 2016 Castle Face release. I think at some point someone needs to clean up the Discogs style for the Osees listing and excuse me, and remove garage rock and replace it with something else. By this point, the band has evolved a unique style, although not revolutionary and not groundbreaking, certainly their very own sound. I'm not sure this is, and I've seen people commenting on the internets and Discogs that why are you still classifying this as garage rock? It's pretty well, really well produced, well thought through stuff. They tell us this LP is a companion piece to a Weird Exits, an appendix, if you will. Well, I'm impressed. So I do like this. This is on the same level as a Weird Exits as far as I'm concerned with the printed inner thing. And I forget the term they use. It looks like more of this reverse, I forget what they call reverse printing, where you see they print on the reverse side of the cardboard or something. Or maybe it isn't, I don't know. They show that on a couple descriptions. So, the Osees. Yeah, I was reluctant to get this one initially. This is live in San Francisco, originally released in 2016. This is the 2016 Castle Face with the DVD included, which I haven't even opened or watched yet. I've only played this once. I have not viewed the DVD, but I can say that this, as with all the later live releases, including several released during the Beer Bug time, which was last year and this year, is most enjoyable, including the OCS live record. I have not been disappointed once out of them all. So I said I initially kind of put this on a back burner to fill in, and what I didn't do is think, wow, you know what, this is the Osees, and just get it because you're gonna love it. So that's what I say to myself. And I didn't respond, so if I'm talking to myself, as long as I'm not talking back, I guess that's good. Here's the DVD that comes with it. I was very fortunate. Oh, this is, my wife had bought this through Amazon for me as a birthday present, one of my birthday presents. And so I'm like, when somebody that knows nothing about records or the band at all order something, you're like, I wonder what I'm going to get. I'm going to get the crappy version that doesn't have anything. And so, sure enough, when I opened this up, I didn't even see the DVD in there. It's a little paper envelope, and I noticed that a couple days later it dropped out. I was like, wow, that's great. I got the one with the DVD. So, my search for the DVD one has ended. And here's the one that people have been crying about for decades. They're yelling, they're running through the hallways, screaming, looking for a Weird Exits. And this is the Osees, a Weird Exits, first released in 2016. This copy that is before your very eyes is a 2016 Castleface release. So I'm reading from my notes and I'm like, I don't even talk that way. Why do I write it like that? So it's hard to read. What can I say? Weird Exits is what I think of the Osees' fully formed sound. Songs are all over the place as far as style, and this continues for the next few albums. So I believe it was I think it was Weird Exits that I'd heard when this came out that got me, really lured me into the Osees. It was this one that did it. So I was a goner from there. Now we're going to, this was, kind of still was my favorite since it was released. And you Osees fans out there, let me know if this is your favorite record or if it ever was. Orc, okay? So this is, okay, we get a name change. This is Ohsees, O-H-S-E-E-S. Orc, originally released in 2017. This thing of exceptional beauty that I hold in my hands is a 2017 Castleface limited edition Orc Skein Water. Whatever, okay? Meaning it's, fancy schmancy flavored vinyl. I guess this is around when they started releasing their records in many flavors. Since its release, Orc has remained my all-time favorite Osees record. Closing in on that distinction is Smote Reverser and Face Stabber, and they really are. And they may just overtake Orc one day. They may very well, because I am finding myself listening to those two records a lot more frequently, fairly regularly lately. So when they talk about the Orc Skein, this is a beautiful record. That's the new thing where they split the color between one half of the other. But it is nice, and look, like I mentioned before, I throw this thing on the turntable. I don't stand over the turntable watching the record spin. So it's not... Oh, is this a single sleeve? Holy crap, I hate when they do that. But it's wide enough to fit both records, so there we go. So, Orc, still barely on the top of my list because it's being challenged by two others, which you'll see in a minute. Orc, great album. Now, if you liked Orc, which I did, obviously, I think you are required to get Osees Dead Medic. It was first released in 2017. This is the 2018 Castleface Copper Foil repress. This 12-inch single was culled from some longer jams during the Orc sessions. Since it is from the Orc sessions, it became a must-have. There, see, I said it. And you guys didn't believe me, but there it is, a must-have. So basically, you play Orc, and then you put all four sides of Orc on, and then you put two sides of Dead Medic on, and you're in. All your problems in life are solved. Okay, so got so many lights in this room, it's hard to get a good angle. So this is Osees Smote Reverser, originally released in 2018. Here is my normal, old, boring black vinyl 2018 Castleface release. But who needs those fancy colors when you have a masterpiece, I say? The late 2010 records are much closer to Psych Prog, although not prog, than the early jangly, punkish... the late 2010s records are much closer to Psych Prog, although not prog, than the early jangly, punkish, lo-fi garage classics streaked throughout with fuzz guitar, amazing songwriting, and styles, once again, all over the place. So, these double records or three-sided records, just go. It doesn't open up. Smote Reverser is getting a lot of play in the car. A lot of play. And just can't stop it. It's a moving train. What can I say? So, Osees. Clearly invisible. Well, I might not have the rarest of the rare, but I do have a few hard to find ones. Clearly invisible, released 2018. This 2018 Castleface Limited one-sided clear record is a slab of 16-minute jam-out noodle frenzy. No other version of any kind released on vinyl, CD, or cassette. And so it's got like brilliant detailed photography of a flea or some kind of insect, and the record is like clear as glass. It's a one-off, one-of-a-kind, and don't get excited, this is just an extra cover. I had a ruined cover and it was replaced, so I wish there was an extra record in there. Okay, so now on to the Legends series, continuing the Legends of... No, there's the pipe sticker on the outer. I like when they do that. So this is Osees Face Stabber. First released 2019. What did it feel like to score this 2019 Castleface limited edition Blood in Your Eyeball? Well, the world may never know. It's limited to 1,500 copies. In addition to the prog-like feel, I'm also getting this 1970s prog-like funk feel. This record is an end of an era for me. After this one, I do like their releases in varying degrees, some better than others, although I must admit there is not one Osees or a related release I even come close to dislike. Let's get that straight here. So we don't want rumors floating around that I'm a Osees certain record hater. Not going to happen. Okay, there's the inside. And this is the blood in your eyeball or something. Oh, it comes with a poster. Oh, okay, a poster of the... I don't need to show you the poster. And let me show you the blood in your eyeball. Isn't that cool? So when that little gem is spinning around on your turntable, you can sit down and not watch it spin. Great opportunities to have a limited edition record and appreciate it only for its value. But it just so happens that this is one of my favorite Osees record. Face Stabber, cannot say enough about it. This also, along with Smote Reverser, has been getting an awful lot of play in the car recently. Something sticking out. Okay. All right. Well, what would a video showing Osees records be without the 12-inch synth? released in 2019. One of my OC pride and joys. This is the only vinyl release on Castleface limited to 1,500 copies. I think there's a cassette release. So clearly Invisible was just, only vinyl, but this is limited to 1,500 copies. Listed on Discogs as electronic experimental. I'll just lay this on the table here. Synth noodling. I may change my mind after more listens, though. But it's good. Hey, what are you going to do? It's Osees. And there is that, what color did they call it? Bubblegum purple or so, I don't know. It's purple. They got fancy names for, just like on crayons, like burnt sienna and stuff. Okay. Now we're moving along here. We've covered a lot of ground. I have to sit that there because I don't know which one I got here because I got Osees. Now, this is Osees, Osees, Protean Threat, released 2020. I am fortunate to have two versions of this amazing release. The 2020 Castleface Limited Edition Half Glass of Kool-Aid at 1,500 copies, and the 2020 Castleface Limited Edition Pink Neon, excuse me, at 1,500 copies. That includes the Osees compilation CD. And here is it comes with one of these records. I have to open it to see which one it is, but it's a compilation of their their career, pretty much. One song from almost every LP. Covers a lot of ground. It's a great introduction CD for people that don't know of the Osees. So, where was I? Okay. This record was an instant classic in my book. They've kind of continued the recent trend of sounds like on Face Stabber, Smote Reverser, Orc, but shorter, but on the whole, more energetic. I think they're a little bit more energetic song. They kind of pop out more. But who knows? Who am I? So which version is this? This is the half whatever, the clear half Kool-Aid thing, whatever it is. And this is the one that came just with the record. And this one, okay, so that had the hype sticker on the outer, and this has the hype sticker on the shrink. So this is the neon pink, the one that comes with the CD. So what happened was when they start a pre-order, and it's limited edition, and then everyone's panicking and ordering, and then they disappear and you can't get it anymore. I looked at both, and I wasn't really sure if they were like the same one, and one had the CD, and so I ordered it from what's the place in Europe that they do their stuff through? I can't think of their the site that they have Castleface on in Europe. Anyway, I ordered it from there, and then like an hour later, I was like, you know what? I want the half glass of Kool-Aid one, so I ordered that too. I don't know. It's just kind of a spontaneous thing. I should never do it again. I'm bad. What can I say? Well, now that we're on the subject of Protean Threat and missing opportunities to getting the copy I wanted, whereas with Protean Threat, I ended up getting 2 copies that I wanted. With Panther Rotate, I caught this on, that was the UK, I think it was the UK website. Why can't I think of the name? And then I missed the 3D lenticular. I didn't even know what they were talking about. This is not the lenticular cover. I'm like, okay. And then by the time I saw it, I guess you got to like hit refresh on Castleface every 5 minutes of your life, even when you're asleep, to catch things. I missed the 3D. I would have rather had the 3D cover one. So this is Panther Rotate, released in 2020. While I was able to catch this version, the 2020 Castleface Limited Edition Green Neon Yellow Highlighter, translucent, I missed the boat on the one I'd rather have, the 3D cover release. Here's my notes, and I just, you know what, I just read all, talked about this. The jury's still out on this one. It is described as source material was taken from the Protean Threat sessions, remixed, reimagined, respooled, taken from the Protean Threat tapes. Served up piping hot. Served up piping hot. Well, that should get your attention. My turntable and this record are not close friends yet. My initial reaction was, yeah, that'll do. So, yeah, I listened to this once, possibly twice, and yeah, I'm meh right now. Meh. And I liked it. It was good and everything, but, you know, we're not, it hasn't got heavy rotation written on it yet. It could one day, so no problem. We got a lot to, you know, there's a lot to into. After I get tired of all my favorites, I'll go revisit these lesser favorites. And plus, you know, they're newer. I haven't been listening to, I'm making excuses here. I'm a bad fan, I'm sorry. So I've been listening to some of these records for years, and they've really grown on me. And then some of the newer ones, I'm not going to be dishonest. Oh, I'm a fanboy cheerleader. Everything's wonderful. No, I'm not going to do that. My initial reaction is what you get. So, speaking of Osees, one word once again, Weirdo Hairdo, released in 2020. The 2020 Castleface Limited Edition Pilsner is the only version released. No other vinyl, CD, or cassette. Limited to 3,000 copies. Now, initially, this was on the Castleface site, and you could order up to a certain date. It was last year, it was like last fall. And at some point, like September, October, they would stop. And whatever was ordered, that's how many they were going to press. So it came out to be like 1,500 orders. But then they, on Facebook, I noticed that somebody was asking them, and because it like months later it came up, they had more copies for sale. After all of us pre-ordered and waited and got ours, and then some people got pissed off. Well, it's not special because you got more copies. And well, what they did was they printed extra. They what the hell? They went up to 3,000 instead of, I think it was like about half that much that were actually ordered. Whoop-de-doo, huh? So they did a bad thing. They're a bad band. I'm a bad fan. They're a bad band. They're a bad label. They do horrible things to their fans. So it's good. But like a few others, this hasn't been played much yet. It doesn't go into weird... It does go into weird crap... Wow. What a difference one word makes. It does go into weird crap walk territory. So, Weirdo Hairdo, limited edition. No other version of this exists anywhere on the face of the earth unless it's been pirated. The Pilsner edition. So, if you're drinking a Pilsner, you can put this on your turntable and not look at it and drink your beer. I guess there are people that stand in front of their turntable and look at the picture disc or color vinyl. I don't know. Sorry if I'm making fun of you. I don't really... It's not my intention. Okay, so this has got to sit there because it goes with this. And this is the... Let me take it out of the plastic. Osees, Levitation Sessions, first released in 2020. This version is the 2021, the Reverberation, when it was released in 2020, I think it was just cassette. This is the 2021 Reverberation Appreciation Society, limited edition, Hotel Vegas edition, desert sand, plus neon orange, half and half, with blue and purple splatter. I cut and pasted that. Holy shit. With a 7-inch 45 RPMs. I think that's the Desert Sand part. So it comes with a 1 LP and a 45 for the rest of the concert. Like all the other live OCs, this is a real treat. So this is the Levitation Sessions. And I gotta give big kudos to the Reverberation, whatever the Reverberation Appreciation Society on on their packing and their shipping. Wow, these things come in oversized box with wadding and so forth. Here's the 45 that comes with it. I think I probably put a note in it so I wouldn't forget what it was when I stick it back in with my 45s. So I think that's the Desert Sand thing they're talking about. And I believe it's one song, Block of Ice, split between two sides of a 7-inch record. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments below, but I just read it on the label, so. Okay, so that's it for that. Speaking about quality pressings, a lot of these are really high quality pressings, but Rock as Hell, I'll tell you what, this thing feels, this has a weight to it. This has, and I'll give you a description of the record, but Rock as Hell, very expensive to ship from Austria, but, and I'll have a little anecdote about that. Metamorphosed, originally released 2020. And I think that was just a test pressing. So this is the 2021 second pressing of 110 copies. It's the Rock as Hell exclusive, and it's on. What burns me up about this fine record is that I pre-ordered this and spent a small fortune just for shipping from Austria, and the fact that it's a very limited run. Soon after receiving it, it shows up on Discogs for sale from the U.S. I guess I wasn't a betting man. I didn't know that it would show up for like $19, $20. But had I waited, I could have saved a bundle on shipping. I've only played this one once or twice. I haven't formed an opinion, but first impression was good though. So this is Metamorphosed. It's the black vinyl. Is this numbered? I don't know if this is numbered or not. I don't see it. So it's pretty heavy stuff. 110 copies. But here's the thing about Discogs is there's a lot of them that are going. Oh, I don't want to show you that. That's my download code. On the Discogs, they're starting at like $19, $20, but I did notice that a lot of the listings are. Well, there was a lot of several pressings of this, and a lot of them say that the lesser expensive ones, we don't know which version this is. So you'd think that 110 copies, second pressing, the way fans are, and when things are limited, they tend to go higher prices. But anyway, so I paid a lot for this from Austria to get it shipped, and I could have just. But I'm not going to think like that because what if they started for sale this version for like $150? Hey. Nobody is a mind reader. Okay, so, and I have a story, a little anecdote about this one too. Osees. The 2 words now. Osees. The Chapel, San Francisco, it says SF. San Francisco, October 2nd, 19. Released, that's a date, October 2nd, 2019. Released 2021. This is the 2021 Silver Current Records limited edition, gray with color splatter, or known as Cosmic Black Ice. Another fine album, another fine live album. Here's a story related to the purchase of this record. Earlier in the year, I was standing in line at the pharmacy, and I get a notice about the first release of this on Bandcamp. I had a hard time seeing which version, etc., were on my phone, so I decided to wait a little bit until I got home to order. You know, I want to get, like, if they're all the same price and one's like only 50 copies or 100 copies, I want that one. So anyway, I made the mistake of waiting till I got home. Too late, because minutes later they were sold out, all of them. However, this version was released on Record Store Day. The very first and only time I ever showed up at a local record shop and stood outside in a long line to pick up a record. Well, lucky me. There was only one copy in the store when I got it. That's all I needed. One copy. And I believe this is like one of those. Is this a 3 or 4-sided? Yeah, it's a 3-sided. Pretty nice. I don't know if how well you can see that, but it's got like the splatter. Whatever, it has a fancy black ice name or something. Anyway, this is. I joked when I joked online about how I'm pissed off that they, I bought it new and look at the horrible condition it's in. It's got like sticker marks and bends and ooh, that's actually a real bend. Ring wear and so forth, and a couple people like thought that like I was pissed off, but it's made to look like an old bootleg live release. So, the joke's on them. I didn't really think it came new dirty. All right, so. Okay, now we're getting towards the end here. Okay, we're still recording, so the camera hasn't shut off. That's good news. This is Osees Levitation Sessions II, released 2021. This is the 2021 Reverberation Appreciation Society Limited Edition Red Blue Swirl. It's great. And as a lifetime Chrome fan, the band Chrome, Helios Creed, Damon Edge, the entire fourth side is all Chrome covers. Well, snap me down. I pre-ordered this in March of this year, and it just showed up, I think, like last week or this week. So that was quite a wait, and it's well worth it. It's well done. Once again, the Reverberation Appreciation Society kicks Major Heine when they're packing, and it came unmolested in the mail. And here is what they're referring to with the swirly things. So very, very lovely record that you put on your turntable and don't look at. Okay, it opens up. So this one opens up, so I'm going to show you the insides. Looks like a live factory shot. And here's the rear cover. I kind of move it because of the glare, so you get to see it. Anyway, great effort. It was worth the wait. Okay, so the only standalone 45 7-inch that I ever got, and a long story on how I got it, I ended up getting it for free, was the Osees Fortress released in 2016. I put this out of order because it's 45, put at the end. So it's the Castle Face release from 2016. Nothing fancy. I believe it's black vinyl. I think there's a colored vinyl version of it out there. Osees Fortress. 2 songs, Fortress and Man in a Suitcase. And you know what? I played this once. I don't even remember it. Okay, it will get played again. Once again, sorry to be such a horrible, bad fan, but I didn't listen to it twice yet. We do have more anecdotes for you. And what an album worthy of anecdotes, right? The OCS. Now we're off of the Osees, and this is the OCS stuff, who have their own listing on Discogs. And believe you me, I'm keeping my eye out for all the OCS stuff. This is Memory of a Cut-Off Head, first release in 2017. This is the 2017, same year, Castleface release. I'm so sorry that I missed this when it was first released. I knew about it, I didn't get it. However, I did end up getting it later for far less price than from a kind seller on Discogs. A hell of a lot less than the new price. And I believe you can still get this on Castleface, and it's $25 or $35. And let me tell you, I got it for a wee fraction of that. Thank you very much if you're out there, Mr. College Student, selling it from your dorm. And it came new, great shape, and boy, did I get a deal on this. I also regret wasting time not having the amazing sound of the OCS on my turntable, as this is a must-have for fans of Osees, or for anybody for that matter. It's a great record. It's a double record. A bit more brighter folk psych than the Osees. It's now one of my faves. Wow, how about that? So I waited a few years, and well, here it is. When it comes in a single sleeve, it's not a gatefold as they call it. And let's see, black vinyl. No matter, it sounds great. Love it. You can't do better than, I'm not going to put this away, than OCS. And so while I was ordering Rock as Hell, I was ordering one of the pre-orders from Rock as Hell. This was on sale, couldn't pass it up. And it cost the same shipping, so this is OCS live in San Francisco, released 2018. This 2018 Rock as Hell Records from Austria releases basically the live version of Cut Off Head. This is the second pressing on black vinyl, limited to 1,700 copies. And I was listening to this, and I was like, this, I don't always, like in the olden days, sit there and read the liner notes and read the credits. They're usually sitting up on top of that thing while I'm listening. And I'm like, this sounds really familiar. And I think it's song for song, the same track listing as the double Osees Cut Off Head thing. Amazing. Okay, so now now we're out of the Osees and into the Dwyers. And oh my, they sent me one of these. I gotta replace this. Okay. Make sure it doesn't stick to another record. So here's where I did right. This is John Dwyer, and then I have here in my notes, and a long list of names. So it's Witch Egg, released 2021. Here's all the names of the people on it. They're printed on the back. So, not that I have anything against those long list of names. I just saying a long list of names. This is the 2021 Rock as Hell Records Black Vinyl Limited Edition, numbered reversed edition, limited to 66 copies. Notes on Discogs say this is not a repress. This is their wording. The pressing has delivered more black records than ordered, And after the first run, the label had about 75 records left without covers. So it's a reverse. The front cover is reversed from all the other releases. And it has, this is the card. I think this is the card that's numbered down here. And it's black vinyl. So this is nice. It's really, I'm so happy I got the reversed. It is unique to all the releases, and there are several. Reversed edition, going for a little bit of money on Discogs. Another John Dwyer and a long list of names. Endless Garbage 2021. This is the 2021 Castle Face release. Nothing. I just ripped my baggie. It has the big ass hype sticker. Black vinyl. Nothing fancy on the vinyl flavor there. I don't have any notes. This is like, kind of like improvisational stuff, and I'm going to wrap this up. One cat here is bothering another cat. This is, I got to get involved. John Dwyer and an even longer list of names. Moon-Drenched, released 2021. And here's is that the long? No, that's the names of the tracks. But this is Moon-Drenched. And this is the 2021 Cast Face Limited Edition Neon Magenta in Clear release. So I did get something nice here. It wasn't the black vinyl. It was this little blob of magenta in the middle of a clear. So there you have it. Please, I always get comments. Sometimes I get insulted for mispronouncing the name of a release or something like that. Sometimes people agree with my perspective on a certain record. Other times, not so. So, hey, put your comments below. This, just like all my other vinyl record collection videos, they're growing. The collection's growing, so this video will be outdated probably soon. But as of October, this is October 30th, 2021. This is what I have, unless I've forgotten something. There's something sitting back there that. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has probably been long. I haven't been keeping track of time. I've been having too much fun, and it's starting to affect my voice. So have a great weekend. Have a great Halloween. And if you're watching this months from now, have a great life. Goodbye.